Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot, and welcome to today's pick a card reading in my future spouse series. Now, in today's reading, I'm going to be finding out what your first day as a married couple is going to be like with your future spouse. And this is just supposed to be like a fun, light-hearted reading. It's supposed to help you in your manifestation process. If you use visualization as one of the tools in your manifestation process, then maybe this can help. Yeah, take it how it resonates. If there's something that you hear in today's reading that you don't claim, then don't worry about it. Don't sweat it too much. Just sit back, enjoy, relax. And yeah, let me introduce you to today's groups for you to choose from. We have group number one with the connection card right here. This is going to be your option. This is card number six. Group number two, your card is number 33, soulmates. And group number three, your card is going to be card number five, compatibility. So yeah, you can pause this video if you'd like to. Take as much time as you need to make your decision. You can choose either one or multiple of these groups in today's reading, and you will find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comments. And I will see you all in your reading. Let's begin with group number one. Hi, group one. You guys chose this connection card right here. So let's find out what your first day as a married couple is going to be like with your future spouse. What might you experience? How are you going to be feeling? So, first up, immediately from this connection card, what I can see is that this is a connection that feels truly aligned. You guys are truly meant to be with each other, because there is a very deep connection that you guys have right now. Regardless of how long you've known each other or how much time you've spent with each other before you got married, I definitely feel like you've always felt like you were married, or you've always felt like you are going to be married to this person. This connection just feels very real. It feels very authentic. And the first day of your relationship, of your marriage with your future spouse, could very well be on your honeymoon as well. Like, you could be one of those couples that goes to their honeymoon as soon as they get married, right? So say you get married in the morning, or like during the daytime, maybe in the evening you catch a flight to go to your honeymoon destination, and the first day, like the first proper day as a married couple, you'll probably spending on your honeymoon, where you're like, wining and dining by the ocean, by like a body of water. You're watching the sunset. There's a slight breeze in the air, and you're dancing. You're just happy to be in each other's company, because you genuinely feel like they are your person and you are their person, right? This is a very deep soul connection. This is a very deeply intimate connection, not just physically but also, emotionally, spiritually, in terms of maturity as well. I think you guys are very on the same page. So yeah, on the first day you could be having, like on the first day you might be experiencing just each other's company. Maybe there aren't too many people around you, it's just you and them. So yeah, you get to spend some like alone time together, and that alone time is quite romantic. It's something that's really um, it's something that you're really cherishing, and you're glad that these are your first moments together as a couple, right? This is a very quality time kind of a vibe that I'm picking up on. You guys are actually spending really good quality time. There are no phones in sight. You're probably just like dancing, enjoying each other's company. You're eating good food. There are no screens around, there are no phones, there are no screens around. This is also a time where you could probably be giving each other some sort of like a gift or a letter, like a handmade gift, a handmade letter, or something of that sort. um, I think you're listening to like really romantic music. Yeah, like the vibes are very romantic, okay, on the first day. And I think both of you get to enjoy just each other's company without too many other people around. I think you just, yeah, you're feeling very relaxed and rested. Okay, so even if you've had like a really big wedding, maybe this is one day where you get to just chill and have some downtime and not really do any sort of big activity. You're just spending time with each other and you're really enjoying it because you actually like each other, and there is romance in the air. Yeah, that is something that I'm picking up on. Let's get some tarot cards for you guys as well and see some more information about what your first day as a married couple is going to be like. We have the Knight of Coins, we have the World, we have the Tower. Okay, please don't be scared. And then we have the Knight of Wands. The Tower card is scary, but please don't be scared, okay? Your bottom deck energy is the Devil. Okay, so um this is a PG 13 reading. Actually, this is a PG 18 reading. If you are below the age of 18, you shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't be watching tarot readings. You should be living your life. You should be just going out there in the world, focusing on your studies, focusing on um, just living your best life. You don't really need to be worrying about marriage, you're too young for it. um, but yeah, I think all of this cuddling and all of this time together is probably lead to some physically intimate times as well. So there might be moments where you are having physically, like you're just being physically intimate with each other. There's like kissing and touching and more than that, that's happening. So yeah, you guys are probably okay with me just accidentally moving the crystals, and also with the Tower card here. You might be breaking something in the process of you being together. Maybe like a glass is going to fall off, or you're going to spill a drink or something of that sort. um, I also feel with the Tower, I think um, there is some sort of illusion that is breaking. There is some sort of belief that is changing within you. Um, I think for some of you, you guys might be being physically intimate for the first time in your life. So, that could also be signified with this Tower moment. So like something big happening on the first day, but it's just um it's it's a big change, but it's not overwhelming in the sense that you didn't see this coming. It's just a big change. And I mean, marriage in general is a big change, right? So I think this might be the first time you wake up with some other person in your bed, and then you're going to realize, oh my god, this is my new normal now. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be waking up with this person lying next to me in my bed. Or this is the first time you're sharing a room with a partner or a person of the opposite gender, or even the same gender maybe. Yeah, so there is some big changes happening that you are going to be getting used to, and it might take some time. honestly, but these are changes that you're able to adapt to easily because you feel like this person is your person, and you have that deep connection with them. So this change is kind of easy for you to make. It is a change, and you will acknowledge that this is something very different, this is something very unique to your experience. You've never really had this experience before, but at the same time it's not going to be overwhelming to a point where you are shocked or you are overwhelmed. I think this is just a change that you will be able to acknowledge but also adapt to easily, because this person does make you feel very looked after, very cared for. This person, I think, also has the tendency of having really nice aftercare, if you know what I mean. Like, maybe the first time you guys do the deed, they're going to follow up with asking you if you need something to drink, if you're okay, if you need something, how do you feel. They're not just going to roll onto their side and start looking at their phone and their messages, right? So I think this person has a really good capacity to make you feel loved and taken care of, which I think is also going to help you adapt to these changes. um with the world card, I also feel like you're going to be feeling very on top of the world, right? You're still gonna have that newlywed vibe to you, where you're like, you still have like attention and importance, I guess. Like when you go out into the world, everyone's like, oh, you're a newlywed, or like, oh, you were a bride up until yesterday. So you have that like bridal glow still, or you have that newlywed glow still, right? So yeah, you're just going to be feeling really good about yourself. You're going to be feeling very, like, there's a sense of accomplishment and happiness, and feeling like you're on top of the world, because you feel like you're happy with this new stage of life, you're happy with this new connection, you just wake up feeling very happy and content. you know that is something that I'm picking up on. With the Knight of Coins and the Knight of Wands, what I can see is that I think this is going to be a day where you're still going to have some energy to do some physical activities. You'll still have energy to get out of bed and maybe, like, dress up and like go to watch the sunset, or like, put on a cute outfit or something of that sort. You'll still have energy to maybe go for a walk on the beach with your future spouse. But at the same time, you're also going to be, while you're cuddling, you're going to be having conversations about resources. Maybe you're talking about how you're going to share the chores. You're going to be talking about how, like, say for example, you're going to wake up next to them for the first time and you will see them making their own coffee or their own tea. You're going to be paying attention to that, because you'll be like, you know what, I want to know what kind, like, how you make your tea, and I want to know exactly how much sugar you put in your tea, or exactly how much milk you put in your coffee. And you're going to be very observant about that, so that you can be of service maybe later on, or maybe this is just something that you would like to remember, right, about your future spouse, considering now that they are your, like, spouse. So yeah, it just feels like you're still getting to know each other. You're still talking to each other. You're learning about each other's routines, like the little quirks about each other. You're still learning about these things, like, um you're probably going to see, like, they're probably going to see your toothbrush for the first time, like, oh my god, you're such a girly girl, you have a pink colored toothbrush. Or like, oh, okay, like, this is how you do your skincare, and like, oh my god, you have so many skincare products, okay. So yeah, you're like learning things about each other, and it's fun. Okay, it's fun because it's like, oh, okay, what do you prefer to have at breakfast? And like, they'll be like, oh, actually, I don't like boiled eggs, I like omelets, or in the morning I feel like I can't have a proper big meal, so I just like to have some orange juice and some fruit for breakfast, and that's it. I like something light. So I feel like those are the kind of conversations you're having, and you're like learning little things about each other, but at the same time you also have like the energy, right, to like take pictures, or dress up really cute, step out, especially if you're on your honeymoon, even if it is like a very chill honeymoon where you're not doing a lot of activities, maybe you're still like um like I said, dressing up and going out for dinner, or like putting on a cute outfit and going to the beach to take some pictures, or to just hang out by the water or something of that sort, right? So yeah, that's how you're going to be feeling, and that's what you're going to experience on the first day, as a married couple. Group number one, I think you're going to be feeling very content. You're going to feel a big change that has happened in your life, but you will feel quite confident with the choice that you have made, and you're going to be feeling very loved and taken care of. You are kind of going to be looking at this connection and the world, and also yourself and your partner, through like rose tinted glasses still. And yeah, it's just very cutesy, like the vibes are very cutesy. Yeah, that is what I'm picking up on for you guys, group number one. Let me know if this reading resonated with you or not. Claim this reading as well if you'd like to in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, guys. Hi, group two. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the soulmate card right here. So let's find out what your first day with your future spouse as a married couple is going to be like. What are you going to experience? How might you be feeling? So, what I can pick up immediately from the soulmates card is that you'll genuinely feel like you have ended up with your soulmate, and that is going to be bringing you so much happiness and joy and just pure bliss into your life. I feel like when you wake up in the morning, I think you're going to spend some extra time in bed, just like cuddling with them, just wanting to be with them. It's like your whole world is going to be inside this one room, and in that moment you don't really care about the wars that are happening, or the political state, or the like the condition of humanity in the world at the moment. You're just going to be thinking and caring about you and your spouse. That's it. It's just you and your spouse in that moment. Like, you don't want to go out and face the world, you just want to be with your spouse. And you're going to be so happy because you feel like, in this world where maybe even you thought it was kind of impossible to find a soulmate, or maybe you always thought that you're going to end up alone or single, you're just so happy that you have not just found a person, but you have also, you know married them, and you have entered this commitment with them that is for life for you. So yeah, you're just very happy that you get to spend the rest of your life with your soulmate, with someone you feel very confident about, with someone you genuinely love and care about and cherish. And it almost feels like the feeling is mutual. Your future spouse is also going to be feeling this way, like it's just both of you against the world, and you don't even like care about anything else. You're just in your own world, you're in your own yeah, like it's your world, and everyone else is just living in it. And it almost just feels like the whole in the whole world, it's just both of you that exist right now. Nobody else exists in this moment, and it feels really good. You wake up with a lot of love in your heart, a lot of like the world just seems brighter, the colors seem more saturated. That is the vibe that I'm picking up here. Like, it's like, how in like romantic songs you hear things like, oh, the moon seems brighter when you're in love, or like the world seems like a better place when you're in love. Like that's how you wake up feeling, right, both of you? So that is something that I'm picking up on here. Let's get your tarot cards now and see what you might be experiencing and how you might be feeling. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, we have Justice. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords, and we have an extra card which I am going to take for you because why not? And we have the Queen of Coins. Okay, okay. Bottom deck energy is the moon. What did I say? Didn't I mention the moon for you guys? Yeah, I do feel like you guys are probably going to like stay up pretty late in the night just talking to each other, and maybe you haven't slept all night, or you just slept for a very like little while, so you haven't caught up on your sleep, and you're kind of fighting sleep so you can just stay up talking to each other, right? I'm also seeing here that you are going to be very protective and possessive of this relationship and of this commitment. So, you're going to be feeling like you don't want to let too much information about your connection seep into the world. So, this is also probably a time where you are not posting a lot of pictures. Maybe you're taking pictures, but you're taking them for your own memories. You have decided you're not going to post about it on social media. If your friends are messaging you, or your family is messaging you, you're probably just letting them know that you're safe and happy, but beyond that you're not sharing too much information with them, because you just want to keep this connection very private, and you want to treat it as something sacred. You don't want to ruin it or like trivialize it by sharing details about it to the world. Maybe also because it's going really well, right? And you don't want people to put evil eye on it, or you just don't want to share too much. You just want to be like, no, in this moment it's just me and my spouse, and this is just our world, and this is our moment, and I don't want to share this with anyone else. I don't want to share my person with anyone else. So there is a possibility that, beyond like letting your friends and family know that you have woken up and that you're okay, you're not even going to be talking to them too much, not just on the first day, but I think even like in the future. I think you're going to decide that if and when there are conflicts that arise in this relationship, you're not going to be discussing those things with other people. But not only the conflicts, you're also not going to be letting people in. You're not going to let too many people be involved in your connection. That is a decision that you are going to both mutually make on the first day itself. Like, hey, if we have issues, we will solve them on our own. If we need help, we will ask for help, but we're not going to be involving our parents or our friends in every single thing that we do as a couple. Okay, I think like that is something that you guys are deciding on the first day itself. um Having said that, you would want to, you know like maybe you are family oriented people, or you have close friends and family, so you will still want to share your happiness with them. You don't want to like not um, talk to other people, or just like not um, it's not like you want to be like lone wolves. It's not like it's just both of you and you're not allowed to have any friends, or you're not allowed to talk to your family. No, 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 that's not what this is. But this is just like, boundaries, setting boundaries, okay, around how much we share and who we share with, and what are the things that we can share with others, and what are the things that I think we can keep to ourselves and we can resolve on our own as grown adults with emotional maturity, who are capable of solving our own problems. And if we need help, can we just go to a counselor instead of involving people who have their own vested interest in this as well, right? So instead of worrying our parents, or instead of having like our parents or our friends have a big say in how we should be feeling and what we should be doing in our connection. If things go sour and we need help, can we just go to a therapist, and also, like, having said that, it doesn't mean that we are not allowed to share things with our parents or with our spouses, but yeah, you know what I mean, like you're just setting boundaries, like what would be acceptable to you, what would be normal to you in your relationship. You're discussing and you're deciding all of that, and it seems very mutual. It seems to be coming from a place of a lot of respect and love for not just yourself but also for each other. And also, it's stemming from a place of wanting this connection to last, wanting this marriage to last, right? So nobody here feels like, oh my god, the other person is taking control over me or being too possessive or too protective, or they're trying to control me. I don't think anybody is going to be feeling that way. It's just going to feel very mutually agreeable, these boundaries. So that is something that I'm seeing here. With justice, I also see that this is a connection where you're going to be feeling like your prayers have been answered, like you have wanted this connection, like a healthy connection. You have wanted a happy marriage for such a long time. You have maybe had your doubts. Maybe you thought that you'll never end up with someone, you'll just be alone for the rest of your life, but you have found someone really amazing and they feel like a soulmate to you. So you're just going to be very happy about that. You're going to be very grateful for it. You'll feel like you have gotten what you deserve, because this amazing connection has come into your life, because not only have you learned and healed from the past, but you have also um, changed mindsets about what you believe and what you believe you deserve, right? And you feel like this is a connection that you deserve, so you're not feeling like this is something um, that you have like um, manipulated your way into, or like no one feels like they have settled for this. This honestly feels like two amazing people who have worked on themselves and healed or are healing, that have found each other, two amazing people who have found each other because they deserve each other, and because they're going to value this and they're going to grow from this and they are going to cherish this connection. That is what it feels like two people who are meant to be together have ended up together, and all is well in the world. That is how things should be. Yeah. So yeah, even if it feels like this was a long time coming, you've been waiting for this for a very long time, you've heard a lot of taunts from people, you have watched not just people your age but maybe also people younger to you get married, and people have been asking you, when is it going to be your turn, and maybe you have also been asking when it's going to be your turn. So now that your turn has come, you're actually quite happy about it. You're quite happy that you didn't settle for less. You're quite happy that you waited for your soulmate. You're quite happy that what you have now is exactly what you deserve, because it has come to you at the right time. It has come to you at the perfect moment, and everything seems perfect right now. Everything seems aligned right now. So yeah, that feels really, really good. With the Queen of Coins, what I also see is that there is a conversation here that you're having where you're feeling very comfortable and safe. You're feeling very um like, with all of these pomegranates here, I feel like the feminine in this connection is just feeling very safe and secure and stable. Especially, I mean, with the state of the world and also from the part of world that I belong to, women for centuries have been extremely scared of marriage because we don't know what we're stepping into, right? There are people who claim to be amazing and really good, and the minute you get married to them, they completely change, right? They show you who they truly are, and it's so different from what they portrayed themselves to be. So that is a fear that a lot of women carry with them, right? And I think one of the things that you're going to realize on the first day of your marriage is that this person, your soulmate, is exactly who they claim to be. They have not changed now that they have gotten you, now that they have got the law involved, now that you're legally married to each other. They don't look at this as a way of them trapping you, you know. They never used marriage as a way of trapping you. They genuinely came into this marriage wanting to give you, and also to feel themselves, a feeling of safety and security and stability. And that's exactly how you're both going to be feeling. Especially the feminine in this connection is going to be feeling very safe and secure in this connection, you know. You're going to be feeling like you are seen, you are heard, you are understood, you are cherished, you are taken care of. You know, this person is going to be very caring. Your soulmate is extremely caring towards you. You know, they're protective and also a little bit possessive towards you, but it's not in an unhealthy way. You know, there is healthy jealousy and there's unhealthy jealousy, but with you I just feel like everything is very healthy here, you know. And yeah, that is making you feel really good. It's making you feel really safe and secure and happy, you know. It almost feels like you have been kind of in fight or flight and like in survival mode, but now you can relax a little bit. You can kind of let your walls down a little bit. You can you know, be at peace, is what I'm picking up on. Because that's how your partner is going to be making you feel, right? That is how you're going to be that's just what you're going to be experiencing, them making you feel very safe, whether it is with the way they treat you, whether it is with the way they hear you, whether it is the way that they communicate with you, or they treat you, or they take care of you, or they do like little things. I feel like your partner could be someone whose love language is acts of service. Like you could have an acts of service person in your life, and you know, it's just the little things that they do to make sure that you are comfortable is going to feel really really good. You know, it's going to make you feel really good, and safe and secure, right? So that is what I can see here for you guys, group number 2. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope you know, this is something that is a reality for everyone. I do hope that everyone gets to experience safety and security in their marriage, just like you will. Okay, so yeah, with that being said, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Claim this reading in the comments below if you'd like to. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, guys. Hi, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. You guys chose the compatibility card. So let's find out what your first day with your future spouse is going to be like, what you might experience, how you might be feeling. So, immediately from the compatibility card, what I can pick up on is the fact that on your first day itself, I think you guys are very similar, and you're going to have a very similar routine that you are going to be following, and you're going to be having a lot of fun doing these things together. Okay, so in the sense that maybe both of you wake up in the morning and the first thing you need to do is drink tea. So you're going to be waking up, you're going to be making the tea together. When you get dressed, you're probably getting ready in front of the mirror at the same time, you know. So yeah, there's like things that you are doing that are very similar and probably at the same time. So you're doing these things together. You know, this is like a partnership. This is just teamwork, right? Like, okay, you wake up first and you take a shower first, and then I'll continue getting ready, and then you can get up and then take a shower, so that, you know, by the time we're both ready, we'll be ready at the same time, you know. That sort of a situation is what I'm seeing here. Like there's good teamwork that's going on here, right? So yeah, that is what I can see here. I also feel like when you guys are talking to each other, you're going to be realizing how much you have in common again. Like, you know, like um these are the things that I would like to do today, or like this is what I would want to do for the next week, or like, okay, these are the things that we have to do today. Let's go about them in this way. And the other person's going to be like, yeah, that's a really good idea. I agree. So, you're going to have the same sort of approach to the day, even if you do feel like you have quite a lot to do. And I'm picking up on the fact that you probably have other engagements during the day, like you have a couple of things to do on the day. It's not like you get to rest and chill. I feel like there's work to be done on your first day as a marriage, right? As a married couple, maybe you're hosting people over for dinner or lunch or something of that sort, or you are expected to go somewhere, or there are some more rituals to be done. So it's a busy day. It is a busy day, but then you're tackling it as a team. You're tackling it with a lot of teamwork, because you're on the same page. Yeah, that is something that I'm picking up on. Let's get your tarot cards. Let's see what other information the tarot can give us about what your first day as a married couple is going to be like. So, first up, we have the Three of Wands. Yes, we have the Two of Cups. Absolutely makes sense. We have the Sun and we have the Six of Cups. How beautiful. Okay. Bottom deck energy is the High Priestess. Ooh, okay. So I feel like there's some sort of intuition, some sort of wisdom that you are going to have to use in order to go about the rest of the day. Maybe the people that you're talking to or interacting with, you need to be kind of mindful about how you're going about doing it. Maybe because his family is involved or your family is involved, and now you're a married person. So there are like different rules for married people, like there's a different way in which you carry yourself, right? And you have to be quite mindful about that. But at the same time, I think this is a day that you're going to have a lot of fun in. There is a lot of happiness and laughter and joy in this day. There is a lot of planning and organization that's going into this day for sure. um, and this is where that teamwork comes in, right? Like together as a team, you're saying, okay, we're going to do this at this time, and then we're going to do this, and then yeah. So you're going to be having a busy day where there is a lot of planning and organization that's involved, but it is going to be a fun day because you're going to be doing this together. You're in this together, you're together all the time, you're spending time with each other, you're learning about each other some more, you're learning about each other's families, maybe cultures even. You're having that deep connection, and this is like the first day where you get to work as a couple, right? So yeah, and then you're also like newly married, so there is that connection, and like maybe people are teasing you, and you are also having conversations with each other like through your eyes, without saying much. You're just having a conversation with each other just by looking at each other. That is also something that's happening here. So it's fun to steal away little moments to have a connection with your spouse, right? On this day. So there are probably a lot of people at home, and you're getting along with them really well. These are people, they're probably older people, or like people that you're now related to. There are kids around, that are all coming to you, and they're all talking to you, and they're all wanting your attention. And but you're also seeing how they interact with each other as a family, or as a unit. So it's fun. It's uh it is a fun day, where you're having a lot of fun for sure. But at the same time, it's also a day where you're learning a lot, right? So you're learning, you are realizing things, you are growing, you are being slowly accepted into this new place, you are learning how this new family or this new unit functions. But at the same time, you're having so much fun, right? You're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of laughter in the air, there's a lot of love in the air, there's blessings, there's happiness, there is this feeling of festivity still going on. So like I said, maybe some of you are still continuing some sort of rituals. So like maybe there are rituals in your culture that happen on the next day of the marriage, so maybe that is something that is happening here. And a lot of people are asking you questions, and then they're realizing, oh, okay, this, you and your spouse have this in common. Okay, okay, so you're a good couple. Acha acha. Like, yeah, no wonder you have ended up with each other. That's the kind of vibe that I'm picking up on. And yeah, some of my Hindi just came out there. So you could be getting married to like someone with an Indian background, like an Indian family. You could be having an Indian wedding. Is also what I'm picking up on. Or even if this is like an intercultural or interracial marriage, I do feel like tradition and culture and family is very important in both of your cultures or religions, right? Because the two of cups usually signifies like two people from very different walks of life coming together, right? So yeah, there is like a bit of a learning curve there as well, but it's fun to learn these new things. It opens your mind to these new opportunities and these like new perspectives and cultures, right? So it's fun um, to learn, but at the same time, there's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of happiness, there's a lot of acceptance in the air, which is why it's also going to be like a really good time. It's going to be a fun day. It might be a very tiring day because your reading is like halfway done. Like normally at the 8 mark point, I'm only halfway done with the reading, but I'm already quite tired. So yeah, like that could be how you're feeling as well. Like it's fun, you're having fun, you're learning a lot, you are really enjoying yourself, but at the same time you're also a little bit tired and you can't wait to go and like catch up on some sleep. But you're having fun, you're not tired because these people tire you out or because you just can't stand them. You're just tired because a lot has been happening, right? And especially if you are someone who's a bit introverted, this could be feeling very overwhelming to you. So yeah, I'm not surprised that you want to just spend some alone time. You cannot wait to just be um in bed in like your comfy PJs. But yeah, this is a day that you are going to remember forever. You're going to have fond memories of this day. You're going to look back on this day with a lot of like nostalgia and just like feeling like really good about this day. This is going to be a very fond memory. This day, what you experience on this day, it's going to be, yeah, there are going to be some very fond memories that you're creating on this day, like core memories that you're creating on this day. There's a possibility, like if there are kids around, you are going to probably, like when this kid grows up and gets married, you'll be like, oh my god, I remember when I got married, and on the first day you came up to me and you asked me if I have any games on my phone, or if um I watch the same cartoons as you, and yeah, these are things that you're going to fondly remember, and you'll probably share with these kids when they're getting married, right? Because then you will be a family elder and you would have been in this family for a very long time. So yeah, that is what I'm picking up for you guys. This just seems like a very, very fun day. Like I'm smiling, but I'm also tired of smiling. Like my jaw is hurting, like my cheeks are hurting because of how much I'm smiling. So yeah, that's how you could be feeling on the first day as a married couple as well. Group number three, just smiling a lot and feeling very tired because of how much you're smiling, but you know such amazing things are happening in your life that they're making you smile. So yeah, that is what I can see for you guys. Group number three, I hope you liked this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Leave me a nice comment, subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.